Have you ever thought about the habits that weaken you? Even though you may not be aware of them today, get ready to dive deep into this journey of self-awareness with an inspiring perspective. Stoic teachings focus on a crucial habit that can potentially transform your life by the end of this video. Think about it. Are there small things we do every day that undermine our strength, resilience, and even our happiness? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, offers a unique perspective on habits that weaken us. It not only defines these behaviors, but also shows us how to eliminate them to strengthen our inner being. So, dedicate yourself to watching the entire video attentively. Why? Because the last habit we'll address is like a great treasure, a significant secret that can make a difference in your personal growth journey, guiding you towards your best version. The first habit is obsessing over the past. Have you ever noticed that sometimes we get stuck in the past? We feel like we're constantly watching an old movie within ourselves. But do you know it's incredibly energy-consuming? Stoicism suggests not ignoring the past, but learning from it. For instance, let's say you made a mistake in the past. So what? The idea is to understand where you went wrong and look forward. Think of it this way. Stoicism reminds us that dwelling on the mental film of the past prevents us from living in the present, from giving our best right now. It's like we're looking so much in the rearview mirror that we don't realize the road is right in front of us. We're waiting to move forward, ready-made. Focusing on today, concentrating on what's at hand, focusing on the steps we can take right now. That's Stoicism, accepting what is to grow, evolve, and become the best version of ourselves. Learn from them and cherish the present, isn't it? Stoicism teaches us about the habit of delving into the past. Another habit, excessive worry about the future. Have you ever noticed that sometimes we start thinking excessively about the future? I mean, thinking about a myriad of different things that could happen. Sometimes worrying excessively. This is what Stoics call excessive worry about the future. They have a quite interesting perspective on this. They say, planning, thinking carefully, and acting wisely are important, but there's something.
Worrying too much about the future only robs us of the joy of the present. Think about it. When we are overly concerned about the future, thinking about what might happen, we forget to enjoy the present. Do you get it?
Life is happening right now, and we are missing the beautiful things here in anticipation of the future. So, the Stoics suggest a blend of enjoying the present with a bit of wisdom, planning, and thinking about the future, but not letting this worry paralyze us, because, after all, we are building the future with what we do today, right? Yes, they tell us to act wisely, but they also emphasize not letting the worry take over our minds, because, in the end, we are building the future with what we do today. Another habit, external approval dependency. Do you know, there are times when we constantly seek the approval of others. That is, wanting everyone to agree with us, wanting praise, wanting them to always say we are right. This is what Stoics call external approval dependency. They have a quite interesting perspective on this. They say seeking recognition is okay, but constantly relying on others' opinions puts us in a state of turmoil. Why? Because our self-respect and self-confidence cannot solely depend on what others think of us. Think about it. Wanting everyone to agree with us makes us lose. Others' thoughts are constantly changing. Do you know that? And if we tie ourselves only to that, we become vulnerable to the fluctuations in people's opinions. So, the Stoics say that we should care more about what we think within ourselves. They emphasize developing self-confidence and respect within ourselves, regardless of what others say. After all, isn't our own thought the most important one? They teach us to seek approval within ourselves, to rely on our choices and qualities, without being attached to what others say. They guide us to build, almost like an unshakable fortress within ourselves. The fourth habit is the lack of control over emotions. Do you know, there are times when we feel like our emotions are moving on their own. Sometimes it feels like emotions take over us. And things get messy, right? Those are the times when emotions are not in control. Stoics have a beautiful perspective on this. They say that feeling emotions is completely normal, a part of life. But allowing them to dictate our lives is another story. It's almost like emotions are on autopilot. Stoics teach us that we have the power to control emotions. For example, it emerges that acknowledging that those are our emotions, but determining how we deal with them. It's almost like being the captain of the ship. You know, we steer. We don't let the wind take us. They encourage us to control ourselves, to acknowledge that the reactions are ours, but to learn how to manage them. Like learning to navigate the waves of emotions instead of being engulfed by them. The idea is that we are not prisoners of emotions. They are ours, and we have the power to deal with them. Internal self-awareness and control. You know, in the end, life becomes much more peaceful when emotions are not the master. The fifth habit is constant comparison with others. Do you know? There are times when we find ourselves constantly comparing with others. For example, looking around and thinking, why am I not like that person? Constant comparison is a complete trap, my friend. It almost feels like adding an extra burden to our shoulders. You know, here, Stoic philosophy comes into play, like a life coach, saying, come on, leave these. They teach us that constantly measuring our successes with others' achievements is garbage. Why? Because this always makes us feel behind. Always wanting to be like others weakens us. The truth is, they suggest something different. Got it? Hey, tell us this. We are racing with the most important person. Looking in the mirror and saying, hey, I'll be better than yesterday. This is a daily understanding of development. Striving to be a bit better every day without being concerned about others' victories. After all, our journey is ours, not others. Everyone has their own adventure, their own struggles. And comparing their victories with ours is impossible. Got it? We are like a single team. And the competition is about being the best we can be with ourselves. It's time to stop looking aside and start looking inside. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own development, our own evolution, without getting stuck on others' victories, because, in the end, the only person we have to beat is our past self. The sixth habit, ingratitude and lack of acceptance. Do you know? Sometimes we act as if we don't value the beautiful things in life. Sometimes we are in complaint mode and forget to appreciate and accept things as they are. That's how ingratitude and the lack of acceptance happen. Stoicism comes and hits us with the truth. They say, hey, let's accept and be more grateful, because when we live in a cloud of complaints, our inner strength goes down, and we become unable to untangle ourselves, as if caught in a net. The real issue is that they know there are things in life we can't change. Got it? Getting angry when it rains, for example, is pointless, because rain just falls. Stoics say, accept the rain and be grateful for what it brings. They also know how to be grateful for little things. Don't go it. Being thankful for the sun shining, for the embrace of loved ones, for a delicious meal. Recognizing a lot of reasons to be grateful even in the details of everything. So, Stoicism teaches us to accept the things we can't change and be thankful for the little details of life, dropping the burden of complaints, like opening a door. Life becomes lighter when we thank and embrace whatever it offers, right? Don't forget to turn on notifications in the comment section below to take this inner strength with us.